All right, kickboxers, we're back for another lesson today. We're going to talk about doing a side kick. And one reason I hadn't talked about kicks so much is because if you're at home and you have a smaller space, sometimes kicks can be tough. And what I mean by tough, it's tough on the feet because you wind up kicking the wall, the coffee table, your vase, a lot of your valuables get knocked off. So I encourage you to really watch the area that you're in. Suitable area is a nice flat surface to start learning. You can be out in your yard on concrete, but make sure you have good level footing. And like here in the gym, I don't have shoes on. When you put shoes on and you start kicking, your balance changes just from with or without shoes. So that's one thing to think about when you're doing kicks. So I want you guys to be safe. Think about your area, think about your footing and what you're wearing on your feet. All right, so now we get into the side kick. What I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you a side kick from switch stance, from a left-handed stance on an unorthodox stance. Side kick is the most powerful kick. It may not look like it, but when you get kicked by it, you know that's the most powerful kick. So there's a few ways to do the side kick. Now my target's up in this area. I'm going to talk to you guys about the chamber, and we can just practice the chamber. And I'll give you some more exercises to help with your chamber. So my stance I can step in front of my leg, or I can step behind my leg. I can also slide up. When I mean slide up, I slide up on the same line as my other leg. So we have a front kick or a side kick we can do where I step in front. A side kick where I can just slide up, the feet are together. Have another one where I step behind. All right, my target is always towards my shoulder, but what helps me hit my target is not just my shoulder, it's my hip. All right, so when I start my step behind, I go here, my feet are almost pointed in the same direction for a split second. Or in opposite directions, the toes are in opposite directions. For a split second, when I come here, this is really gonna turn into an L. All right, so if you do this and you're trying to kick, you're gonna have to turn the toes into a 90 degree. So don't get here and just stop, because your body's not gonna be in the right position. So when I go to step behind, I'm still looking towards my shoulder. This almost makes me sway and turn my back if you think my opponent is over there. But what I'm actually doing is I'm looking over my shoulder, keeping my shoulder up for protection. My hand can be up for protection, but I'm aiming at my target with my hip. All right, my knee comes up in this direction. My knee does not come out. I do not start moving towards my target. I have to chamber. So my chamber, I point my hip at my target and my knee comes up. All right, if your knee is down here and you start to kick, you're gonna hurt your knee. So my initial move from my chamber, slide up or step behind. My knee comes up and I aim at my target with my hip. I'm still looking over my shoulder and I'm aiming with my hip. Next move is pretty simple. The flexion of the leg bends at the knee. I aim with my hip and I extend my leg. My hip helps me find out where I'm kicking. If my hip is not pointed where I want to kick, you shouldn't kick. But if I'm like a small target, I'm breaking a board or something like that, I need to be precise with where I aim my hip. So the knee comes up and I extend out. As I extend my leg out, my knee has to move along a straight line. Don't ever let your knee come here and dip down and come up. I always want to keep this knee up and extend out. So after I get my chamber here, I come up, I extend out, I return, keep the knee up, and step back. So I have an attack, chamber, kick, re-chamber, and step back down. I reverse everything in the movement. Same thing on the other side, if I'm coming from this side, stepping behind, knee comes up, return. Make sure the knee is in an upward position. That when I return, my knee isn't down here. My knee is up and comes back so I can step. So we're here and come back. So that's your step behind side kick, or you can do slide up Take it slow. If you need to hang onto a wall, we can hang onto a wall, or otherwise, just have at it in the open area. All right, so just a few side kicks for you. Slide up here. And what you'll find, and you go on YouTube or anywhere that you have martial arts, and you have people that's side kicking. I've seen people do this a lot for a side kick where they don't chamber at all. They just extend the leg out and just go here. That's not the proper way to do it. Yeah, it's like, yeah, thumbs down. We don't have good side kicks. You're worried about being speedy, and some people sacrifice the speed and the technique to reach out here, but you're gonna find if somebody grabs your leg, they're either gonna walk through your kicks or they're gonna pull you around by your leg because you're off balance. I'm more balanced when I'm here, and I can rely on the quickness of my kick going in and out. If I just come here, I'm not gonna have any, I can't kick that bag as hard as I can when I chamber. So work up your chamber, so when I'm here, I can deliver a good side kick as opposed to cheating and not making any kind of contact. So technique always wins. You see a video, they're doing this, and you think, it's a quicker way. It's an inefficient way. There's a time and a place for it, but it's not efficient at all.